Hello YouTube, Al here, and this week I'm going to be doing some more mods to my brown Strat. So this is my Aiersi Strat copy. It's been through a few iterations, swapped out these pickups for Seymour Duncan noiseless ones. These are Classic Stack Plus pickups. And they weren't really doing it for me. I found them quite subdued, kind of held back. And I think that's because they're stacked, so they're more humbucker-ish than single coil-ish. I mean, they have the single coil sort of thing, but they're a bit dark, they're a bit thick, they're a bit held back. So I swapped out the volume pot for a 500k, which is normally what you get with humbuckers. Single coils normally have 250k, which basically let less high end through. Humbuckers are darker pickups, so you want a 500k. So I changed that to 500k, and it helped, but it was still quite held back, still subdued, kind of muffled. So if I have a 500k, if I turn this down halfway, it's like a 250k on full whack, basically, in terms of brightness. So still wasn't happy with it. It did have a big block on it, but I had to donate that to another guitar, so it's got a horrible pissing little one at the moment. I have some lovely new ones from Black Dog Music because they're finally back in stock, so I'm going to put one of those back on this. It did have locking tuners. Again, I had to donate them to the Robot Strat because I didn't have any money for parts at the time. These are some nice Advanced ones. I just popped them back on. They're non-locking, but it's fine. They're really nice. And I shimmed the neck. I forgot to mention that. Last night, I put a shim in, so you could probably see there. Can you even see? It's a Stumac shim. Let me show you. It comes in a set of 3. Give me a second. So these are the Stumac shims, and they're tapered, so they're thicker one side and pretty much nothing the other side. And you put this under your neck, in here in the neck pocket, and it adjusts the angle of the strings, because I was finding that the strings got higher and higher off the fretboard as I went up the neck, because effectively the neck was tipping forwards, and the strings obviously would have been pulled straight, so it wasn't even. And I popped the smallest type in, so I bought 2 sets because it's worth it on the shipping. I mean, they're expensive, these, but to be fair, they do work, and it's a lot easier than faffing about with cardboard that's slightly too much or not enough or any of that crap. So we've got a 1 degree shim, that's the highest, the 5 degree, and the 1/4 of a degree. And I put a 1/4 degree in this, and it's absolutely solved it. It plays so much nicer now. So if you look at the action up the neck, it's a lot more even, and it feels a hell of a lot nicer to play. So today, oh yeah, I just put these plastic white knobs on, which will become apparent in a second. So I sort of fell out of love with this guitar, because it just didn't play right, and it didn't sound right, and it's kind of sat neglected, looking at me going, come on, what are you doing? I even considered selling it, but there's nothing wrong with this guitar, and it's a really nice bit of wood. Well, bits of wood. It's like many pieces to the body, but it's perfectly solid, and it plays nice now. And it did sound really nice when it had the big block in, which in my opinion is the biggest and best improvement you can make to a Strat of any sort. Oh yeah, and steel saddles, there you go, 11 quid, well worth it. So what I'll be doing today is I'll be swapping out these pickups for these. Now, these are Roswell single coil pickups. I got them off Facebook, secondhand off a bloke. Hello, bloke, if you're watching. And these, there you go, can you see? There you go. And they're Nico 5. So if you look at the back, you can see the slugs. It hasn't got a horrible bar magnet like the really cheap Strat pickups do. The Seymour Duncans are also on Nico 5, I think, but there you go. These are the model I'm using. If I can get it to focus on the camera, which is really annoying. Doesn't matter. Anyway, it's STA-BT-WHT, standing for white, I'm guessing. And yeah, these are true single coil pickups. So I'm going to put those in here. It's got the bridge pickup wired to the lower tone. I'm going to leave that as is. I'm going to swap out the 500k back to the 250. And that's it really. So let's have a quick blast of this just to see how it sounds, and then I'm going to swap the pickups out, and I'll show you that. Just a direct swap, and then do another sound test, and we'll see if it sounds alright. So here we go. Oh, I'm going to put the block on as well. So let's do that. Let's go full power, full headroom. Oh, chorus off. Turn the reverb off, it's a bit much. Let's start the bridge, I'll just go to the neck just so you get a blast. So, do a boss SD1 just for a bit of gain. To get hum in no position, as you shouldn't with noiseless, except there, when the middle's engaged. So I think these two are noiseless. For some reason, I think this one has them wide up right in the middle, neck pickup, but to me, that's the spankiest. So anyway, let's go to position 2 and I'll just do that riff again. Dark sounding guitar. There's a lot of bass end, and I think that's because they're 250k and and all that. To be fair, the strings are really old and rusty as well. I'm amazed they haven't snapped, but the bass basically just, yeah. I'm surprised they've survived. But they have. They are going to come off. I am going to pop some new ones on that will make the guitar brighter. So it's not an entirely scientific test. But so, yeah, it's a very quick blast. And let's swap out these pickups. Okay, so I've got the guitar here. I've got it on a cloth to stop it getting scuffed up, because I quite like this finish. I have some Dodarios here I'm going to pop on. I have the pickups down here and the 250k pot. And this is the big block. So the first thing I'm going to do is do the block, because I've just got to fire up the soldering iron and all that jazz, and I can't be bothered, so I'm going to do this first because it's the quickest job. So let's get these strings off. I'm going to slacken it and then cut them because I don't want them to take my eye out. Now, for saddles, swapping over the block, it's going this way, that's where the trem arm is, so it's lining up this side. 3 screws in the top, there's going to be 3 screws underneath these saddles. Now, this is already intonated and set up and it's playing quite nice. I don't want to be dicking about with this too much because it's going to be a waste of time. So, what you can do is you can move the saddles and you can just pop it on its side like that. So you turn them all onto the side. I always try to do it the same way, and that should give you some room where you can see the screw underneath there. I will actually have to annoyingly do the G string, that'll have to be re-intonated then, because the spring's maximally tense. Maximally tense, what we're doing. It's as far back as much, you know, as it can go, is what I'm trying to say in English. Right. So yeah, I have to do less work. If you can see, the screws. Gotta get the angle right. It's a front-facing camera. Sorry, I'm doing my best with the phone. Come on. So you can see. There we go. The screws are in there. So I can just loosen these screws off. Oh, I'm an idiot. That's why, because the springs are on. Oh, don't want to be doing that. Bugger. Yeah. Whatever. I was stupid and I didn't take the springs out. Don't do what I just did. Do you know what? This is a cheap block and it's zinc and it's very small. Pot metal, it's very powdery feeling in the hand. But this is, to be fair, one of the heavier versions of the ones that I have. Of these cheap ones. The one I had out of the Robot Strat, I think it was, is really light. It weighs nothing at all. It's ridiculous. Some of them are better than others, but they're all pretty pants. I'm now using the old one to keep the camera up. Clever. So here's the one I'm going to be popping in. We need to get the screws out. I think I'm going to probably have to end up re-intonating this and basically doing a whole new setup, which is not what I wanted. It's not ideal. If I can slacken off these enough. I can at least get the screw out. Come on, there we go. Down 1. 3, right. Good, get out of it. Right. Yes, this will be a hell of a lot easier to do without saddles on, but you know, then I have to re-intonate it, so it's going to be a lot of work either way. That lines up pretty well. There we go, finally got it in there. Yeah, I'll be honest, it probably was easier to take the saddles off, but whatever. I suppose you can mark out where the saddles are. But this is how I'm doing it. Big block. I'll put the screws back on because I forgot a minute ago, so let's do it again. Let's put them back on before I forget. Yeah, this block's a little bit smaller than the one was in here before. I think Black Dog have made them smaller, so they'll fit squad bullets and other Strats with slightly thinner bodies. Slightly thinner that way as well as that way, depth-wise. So that's half the job done. I'm going to get this strap off. It's getting my nerves. So, one job down. Next up, let's take the pick guard off. Actually, I'll set up the soldering iron to start heating up at the same time. Probably make a lot of sense. So here we have it. That's the ground capacitor. So let's follow the wires from this. This goes there. You know what, I think I'll have to snip these ties that make things tidy so I can follow the wires. So this one, the neck pickup, we'll do one at a time. The neck pickup goes it goes to ground and it goes to this lug on this side. I'm going to take some photos, I think, as I go. That might be a good way of going. Anyway, now I'll be fine. I'll do one pickup at a time, it'll be easy. What could possibly go wrong? Damn, I need some pliers. Give me a sec. One of them undone. And the other is just a ground. Yeah, it's just a ground. I'll probably snip that, to be honest. But I want to snip it as close in as I can. Okay. So that is the neck pickup unsoldered. Another one. Oh, another one going to the ground. I guess because they're full wire, it's annoying. Right, these are really thin wires. Again, I'm going to snip it as close as I can. It's so thin. So that's gone. So the neck's going to go to this one. Let me find the neck pickup. So this will be, the white will be the hot and the other one will be the ground, because that's pretty much always the case. So I'm going to solder this to here. Move the ground out of the way. I love the smell of solder in the morning. I'm going to wrap this round here a few times just to A, keep it out of the way, and B, it might well help with the hum, because these won't be noiseless. Hopefully they'll sound better. To me. All is preference. Right, and this goes to this lug here. I'm going to resolder that. I'm pretty happy with that solder joint, to be honest. I think that's pretty good. Oh, what am I doing? I just realised that I've soldered everything to that and I needn't, because I'm going to be swapping that pot out for a 250. That's quite annoying. Yep, so I forgot I've got to swap out the pot. So I've just taken a photo of everything that was soldered up. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. I can just take this, take this off, pop the new one in. Okay then. Note puts on the inside. Oh, I can use this now, it's a shorter shaft. I put the wrong shaft length in before. That's a long shaft to go in a Les Paul, because it's an arch top. There we go, they're back. Right, and now I'm going to solder all this gubbins back. Well, no, I'm not going to bother, am I? Because I know where the grounds are going. Do you know what? I'm just going to solder up the pickups to the switch, and then I'll do this, because I've got a photo of how this was done. Yeah. And most of this stuff, like black is ground, this yellow is ground, this is to the top as well. It doesn't matter, that's probably ground. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter, got a photo. I know where it goes, it's fine, and my phone does. Here we go. So that's the neck pickup in. The next thing we're going to do is the middle pickup. So this is, get out of the way. The middle pickup wires are going to the first lug. Now I can see which lug it is, so let's do that one. Do you know what? This is probably the easiest way of doing it, to be honest, because then there's one solder joint that's left. So you'll always know which one you're meant to be doing. It's going to be that one. Where's the middle pickup? Right there. This has the shortest wires, so that's going to be the bridge. This doesn't, so it's the middle. This was the neck, this one's ACT, whatever. That one's got an N in it, so that's the neck, this one would be in the middle. Again, the black wire will be the ground, the red one's different. Sorry, they've all got black wires, so that's going to be the ground. This is red, so it's going to be the hot. So this one goes to this switch here. Need a little bit of stuff on here. I used to blow on the joints when I did this. Don't do that because it can create poor joints. They won't dry properly. They won't dry. Cool down, you know what I mean by dry basically. Cool, so again, this is going to go to the top of this lug. I'm going to do that in a second. And now the bridge wire. If I follow this, that goes to this one here. Lovely. Right, now I'm going to turn the iron off for a bit. Don't need this, put that in the parts bin. And I'm going to take these pickups out, install these pickups into the scratch plate, because then I can wind the wire around, make it nice and neat, and then before I wire those, I'll wire this stuff up to the pot because it's out of the way, and you don't want these pickup wires in the way while you're doing this. You want this, and then you can put these wires over the top when these are already laying out of the way. So let's do that. Again, that'll be before these pickups go in. You don't want to see me unscrew pickups, that's really boring. So you can see what I'm doing. And I'll see you when I put the new pickups in. Okay, so the new pickups are in, and I really like the look with the white plastics. I put them on last night rather than all black. All pickups are there, they're out of the way. And now we just need to solder everything up. So all these black wires, for one thing, are ground wires, as I've said. So they're going to go to the top of the volume pot. And for now, I'm just wrapping this wire around here to keep it out of the way, and as I said, apparently that can help with hum. Getting rid of it, not adding more. That's not what we're after. Right, there we go. I probably will put a little twisty cable tie on here to keep all this stuff out of the way. Anyway, I'm not going to solder all these up yet, because as I said, I need to solder this volume pot in. So I'm going to have to stop the video and just resolder this stuff. But these black ones are ground, they're going to go to the top of the volume pot. This is a ground, it goes to the volume pot. This is white, so this is a signal one. This is going to go to, I think it's the middle pot along with this one. I've taken a photo, so I'm going to use that. So I'll see you in a second when I've done it back. Right, so the new pot is wired in as the old one was. My soldering is probably fine, it seems reasonable enough. And now the task is to do the grounding wires. So take it this way. there we go. That's it. It's all wired up. Now it's a case of screwing it back together. As I put this in, I'm gonna try and keep all these wires neat and push them into the cavity. Not the neatest wiring job in the world. Want to be careful doing this, that I don't knock any joints off. There's something that's stopping it from closing. Oh, here we go. The wire's around the side. There we go. This is SSS routed. It's not pool routed, so you do have to finagle the wires into the little cubby holes. Right, there we go. Finagle some wires out of the way. Yeah, looks like it will go down. That looks all right. So, tighten this up. Right. I'll pop a couple of screws in, and then we'll go and do the pop test and see if these work. I'm sure they will. Okay, the amp's on. So I'm going to do the pop test. You pop it with this tool and you'll check in relevant positions that everything's working. So the volume's up, so we're going to get some volume. Full power. Bridge is working. Shit. No, that's not what we want. So, for some reason the neck's coming on when it shouldn't do. That's annoying. Okay, let's open it back up and we'll just check the solder joints. Okay, so the neck's coming on when it should be just the bridge. Or rather, when the bridge is on, the neck comes on as well. So let's have a look at why that's happening. But everything apart from that is wired up as it's supposed to. It's coughing when it's supposed to. Okay, so let's see how it's wired up. So. So the G needs to go back a little bit. So it won't really stay in tune because the strings are brand new, I haven't even stretched them out, but let's go through some sounds. So this is the bridge pickup. Same settings as before, I've just turned the amp on. This is the middle and bridge, and you can hear the hum. It goeth away, as it's supposed to. Middle. Sorry, neck and middle now. and neck. You'll need reitonating and probably a little bit of a setup because I had to dick around with the saddles, but so I'll play the same riff I did last time, just an SD1. Articulate now, and the neck. Middle. Middle and neck. And neck. That in between sound is a little bit too thick for me. So I'm probably going to play with the pickup heights, because if you adjust the heights of these pickups, like the in-between sounds can sound really different depending on how high you have each pickup. It's really strange, it's really cool, so I'm going to mess around with that a little bit. Let's give you a nice close-up of the guitar. Isn't she lovely? These are Roswell Alnico 5 pickups, can't talk today. I've never heard of Roswell, well, I've heard the name Roswell, I think, but I've never used their pickups before. But there we go, I'm instantly pretty happy with these, to be honest. Tone control works on the bridge. Does it work on the middle as well? It does. This is the neck one then. Yeah! It bloody works! It only bloody works! So I'm going to give this a quick setup and it will be good to go, but I'm instantly a lot happier with the way it sounds. So thanks for watching. My name's Al. Like, subscribe, all that nonsense, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.